So my mom and I, we like to say ichigo ichie, ichigo ichie, and it's kind of like que sera sera a little bit, a little different, kind of similar to que sera sera, which do we have something like naru yo ni naru? Do we have something like that in English? I'm not sure. But a nice way to look at it is also greeting the day as if it's a brand new day. So in Japanese, when we meet somebody, we say hajimemashite. So we're saying, how about if we say hajimemashite, nice to meet you, to the new day. And my friend Bess also shared this beautiful story. So story time, if you want to just allow yourself to just close your eyes and just listen, and maybe you can find some imagery here. The story is called The Cracked Pot. A water bearer in India had two large pots, each hung on each end of a pole, which he carried across his neck. One of the pots had a crack in it, and while the other pot was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water at the end of the long walk from the stream to the master's house, the cracked pot arrived only half full. For a full 2 years, this went on daily, with the bearer delivering only 1.5 pots of water in his master's house. Of course, the perfect pot was proud of its accomplishments, perfect to the end for which it was made. But the poor cracked pot was ashamed of its own imperfection and miserable that it was able to accomplish only half of what it had been made to do. After 2 years of what it perceived to be a bitter failure, it spoke to the water bearer one day by the stream. I am ashamed of myself, and I want to apologize to you. The bearer asked why. What are you ashamed of? The pot replied, for these past 2 years, I am able to deliver only half of my load because this crack in my side causes water to leak out all the way back to your master's house. Because of my flaws, you don't get full value of your efforts. The water bearer felt sorry for the old cracked pot, and in his compassion he said, as we return to the master's house, I want you to notice the beautiful flowers along the path. As they went up the hill, the old cracked pot took notice of the sun warming the beautiful wild flowers on the side of the path, and this cheered it somewhat. But at the end of the trail, it still felt bad because it had leaked out half its load, and so again it apologized to the bearer for its failure. The bearer said to the pot, did you notice that there are only flowers only on your side of your path, but not the other pot's side? That's because I have always known about your flaw, and I took advantage of it. I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day while we walk back from the stream, you've watered them. For 2 years, I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers to decorate my master's table. Without you being just the way you are, he would not have this beauty to grace his house. So the moral is that each of us has our own unique flaws. We're all cracked pots. In this world, nothing goes to waste. You may think like the cracked pot that you are inefficient or useless in certain areas of your life, but somehow these flaws can turn out to be a blessing in disguise. And it also reminds me of the Japanese technique kintsugi, where if you break a pot or a piece of pottery, then they fill it with gold, and it's worth a lot more after that. So just taking a moment to just reflect. Maybe there's some stories about our own cracked pots, or own cracks in our own pots, and maybe that could be opening up for awareness to curiosity about our stories or narrative we say, either out loud or to ourselves. Is it leaning towards abundance, or is it leaning towards lack or scarcity? So next time something comes up with you that's maybe making you feel frustrated, see if you can kind of put 2 different perspectives or many different perspectives on the story that you have for yourself. So thank you for listening. We're just going to take some nice big deep breaths there and just see if you can create an intention, or maybe it's the same intention or resolve that you've had for this practice since we started. So just taking a moment to bring that in, invite it in and welcome it. And as we take a nice full deep breath, really cementing that intention, that why. And then as you exhale, releasing the energies that do not serve you, do not align with your intention. And then we'll move into a few stretches. So finding a nice tall grounded seat and then moving into just a few neck stretches. So I want you to kind of be, allow it to customize or do what feels good for you. If it's rolling the neck from side to side, or maybe it's just tilting your head from side to side. Just where are you at today? Neck, does it feel stiff? So do what feels good for you. I think I might still have a little stiffness from possibly dancing, which is not a bad thing. Mom's all good though. She's not sore. So shake out things. Just be gentle and move with awareness and intention. This is a very, an area that you should really be gentle with, the neck and the shoulders. And whenever you have pain in your neck and shoulders, we just have to be really patient. We can definitely stretch it out, but no amount of stretching once or twice is really going to get rid of all of the tension immediately. So this takes a lot of patience and sending breath to areas that you do feel the tension. And then slowly bringing your head back up to the center and then moving around the shoulders, just getting some tension out of the shoulders as you breathe in one direction. And let's move it in the opposite direction. Nice deep breaths. And then you can stay seated or you can stand up, but I'm standing up if you feel like it. If you sit a lot, and then just moving into some bigger arm circles. So my mom and I have been practicing kind of getting up and down the floor too. She's been doing great. She can go from a squat up to standing, or I'm sorry, squat to seat to standing. Yeah?
I'm young.
She's young. She is. And then let's go ahead and watch out for your partner, or if you have one near you, or your animals. We're just going to go ahead and open and close here. So we're just giving ourselves nice big hugs. Give yourself a good squeeze. Relax the shoulders when you squeeze. And feel that great stretch in the back. So let's just hold here with your right elbow down. And then squeeze yourself tight. Relax the shoulders and bring your elbows down. And then you can feel a nice stretch in the back of your shoulders, your shoulder blades. And then go ahead and open up. And then this time, left shoulder down. Squeeze here. Bring your elbows down with your shoulders relaxed and your chest open. And then we're just going to go ahead and grasp behind you. So we're going to grab the right elbow first. Grab as high as you can, and then grab the left elbow. And open up your chest here. I'm going to move to the side so you guys can see a little bit better. But we're just going to step the right foot forward. And if you feel off balance here, you can widen your step. So you can say your train tracks are really wide. Or if you feel pretty comfortable with your balance, keep the heels in line. Back foot about a 45-degree angle, and really ground down with both feet. Open up your chest, look up towards the ceiling, ground your feet, and hold your belly in. So tuck the belly in. As you slowly hinge from the hips, I want you to keep your head looking forward and just come down till you feel the stretch. So it might be right here, keeping your spine elongated and your chest open. You might feel comfortable coming all the way down. You can bend that front knee, but the more you keep it straight and just feel the stretch, elongating the spine, the more stretch you're going to get out of it. Keep breathing, and then slowly, as far as you can, come down. Hold that lower abdomen in, ground your feet. You'll notice your feet kind of wiggling a little bit. It's great, the micro muscles that it's creating, muscle memory, to help you balance. Squeeze a block between your legs. Imagine squeezing a block between your legs, and then slowly come down or come up. Woo, take a moment. It can be a little dizzying. And we're going to switch sides with the arms. This time we're going to grab the left elbow first, and then grab the right, and then we're going to spin around. So again, if you need more balance, you can do this next to a chair or a wall, or you can open up your legs a little wider. Otherwise, you can challenge yourself. But we're just going to make sure we keep our chest open, look up towards the ceiling first, and then hinge from the hips. Keep that belly tucked in, ground your feet, and then elongate your spine. Look forward. Keep that spine straight. And again, maybe this is where you feel it, and just breathe into it. Listen to your body, and it could be different every day. We talked about yesterday, it's like depending on how you've slept, what you've eaten, what you're going through. So just try not to overly push yourself, but find that discomfort, find that challenge, breathe into it. And then slowly we'll come all the way back up with control. And then we'll release the arms. Shake it out. Whew. A little Baka dance break. So we got another balance practice. So I find it easier to do balancing practices with my arms out. So you can do that. Or if you want to challenge yourself, bring your hands in, whatever feels comfortable for you. So you can slowly, we're going to, I'm going to move to the side again. We're going to ground the left foot down, and then put the ball of your right foot down. Hold the belly in, and then open up your chest. I'm going to move back a little bit so everybody can see me better. Yeah. So we're going to slowly kick your back foot up. And then so we're not coming, your body's not coming down too much, but you're going to feel your left foot kind of doing a lot of like wiggling. Yeah, if you need to kind of, if you fall off, you can come back again. And then we're going to slowly bring our foot all the way to the right. So it's kind of like a nice big circle we're making. And then the height of the foot is just going to depend on you. So again, push yourself gently. Flex your foot, and we're going to make 3 circles here, nice and slow. Don't forget to breathe. Smile, relax the shoulders. Be careful. If you need to do it near a chair, like if you need to put a chair on one side, just to hold the balance. We'll do it one more time. Back, coming around to the side, and then coming up to forward, and then drop that right foot down. Whew. Shake out that left leg, and then we'll do the other way, other side. So right foot stays down, left ball of the foot down. And then you're just leaning forward just a little bit, but really you're using your leg strength here, your glutes and your hamstrings to lift that leg up. And maybe it's right here, kind of teetering on the ground, and that's totally fine. So the balance practice is so individual. We're going to slowly kick it out to the left, slowly bring it forward, and then we'll bring it back. Flex that foot, maybe see if it doesn't have to touch the ground. And then elongate it. Keep that chest open, shoulders relaxed. Relax your facial muscles. And I didn't even see my mom, but I'm thinking she had a very serious face for just a second. And it's okay if you fall. It's a practice. Everything is a practice. And I think if we can remind ourselves that whatever we're doing is a practice, then it doesn't feel so intimidating. And you can be silly with it. Did we do 3 times? One more time?
3.
3 yata? Okay, Papa said we did 3 times. Okay. Okay, so we got some movement going on. We did some balancing practice. What I love to do is side stretches. Pretty much every single day. Every morning I wake up, I do side stretches. And I do very varying ones. If you wanted to, you can even do it with a chair. You can do it seated, but one of my favorites is just grabbing and lifting up, reaching up, and then moving over to the side. And you can get a good shoulder stretch at the same time as you're stretching the entire side of your body. I think this is one of the more important stretches to do daily, just to get some movement in. Breathe into it, and then slowly we'll come back up. And then make sure you elongate here, and then stretch all the way over to the left. Feel the extension going on. So I think When we're standing and walking all day long, we begin to compress. And so this is a nice way to stretch it all out. Ooh, let's do a nice stretch all the way up on the tiptoes, reaching up. Tiptoes, reaching up. My mom and I did 30 minutes of dancing this morning as our exercise. That's our exercise. And then we'll slowly release. Very nice. And then moving into a bit of a forward bend. So you can do this in front of the chair too, or at the wall, but you can bend your knees as much as you need to. But we want to make sure our belly is sucked in, and then slowly lower down, hinging from the hips, and then letting your head relax. Maybe it feels okay for you to clasp your hands behind you and then reach your arms back. Maybe doing a nice stretch. Like I love stretches when you can do two things at once. So hold your lower abdomen in, squeeze that imaginary block between your legs, ground your feet, and lift your hips up, and see if you can feel that stretch in your back of your hamstrings. As long as you can feel the stretch, that is what matters. Breathe into areas that you feel tension, and then slowly release the hands, and then come up slowly, head and neck coming up last. Keep the belly tucked in. Whoo. And roll that out. And I don't know if you guys have yoga blocks, or maybe you can even just put like a cushion. It could be anything that you can squeeze between your legs. And if you don't have anything, just use your imagination. Imagine that you're squeezing a block. But if you have a block, if you have, I don't know, a pillow, a cushion, something that you can squeeze here, that'd be great. So we're just going to do kind of a Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha practice. So Uddiyana Bandha is bringing your abdominal muscles inward gently. So it's a very subtle practice. We're not trying to do like a crunch like this. We're just gently bringing it in. So I always like to kind of play opposites. So I want you to imagine relaxing the belly. So just relax the belly, let it go completely. And so you'll notice that it's hard to slouch when your belly is kind of held in. So try practicing not holding the belly in and then holding the belly in. And it kind of just opens up your chest here. Hold your belly in a little bit here and then try to slouch. It's kind of hard. Okay? And now I want you to squeeze the block, ground your feet, squeeze that block, and then feel the bottom, the pelvic floor muscles coming up. As you tuck the lower abdomen in gently, squeeze that block and bring your pelvic floor gently up. Again, very subtle. We're not trying to squeeze your glutes or anything like that. We're just bringing your pelvic floor up, kind of like an elevator, pulling that pelvic floor up as you squeeze this block. Holding that lower abdomen in gently and just breathing here. It's similar to Kegel exercises, but it is to encourage the Uddiyana Bandha, which is the abdominal lock, and the Mula Bandha, which is the pelvic floor lock, to kind of help you feel lighter if you just any activity that you're doing, especially when you're walking or moving around. If you can think about these two blocks, kind of lifting in and up, then it kind of helps you to keep your energy in, and it helps you to feel light. And for me, makes all the difference when I'm practicing yoga or even going out for a walk or hiking even. So we're going to squeeze, ground your feet, squeeze, lift up, breathe, squeeze, 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 and then relax. Take a breath, and then we're going to do it one more time. Squeeze the block, ground your feet, pull your pelvic floor muscles up. Keep that lower abdomen in and squeeze and lift and squeeze and lift. And then relax. Let's see, we're doing one more time. One more time. Ground your feet, squeeze the block, and lift your pelvic floor up. Squeeze your lower abdomen in. This is such a great practice. I highly recommend practicing it daily, even if you just did 3, just like we did. And then slowly release and relax and shake it out. Yeah. You'll notice such a big difference of how you feel, much lighter. And we'll finally come back into our seat. We did a lot of movement today, some stretching. So we'll just come back, finding your breath, noticing your breath, and maybe the sensations of your body. Seeing if you can feel your palms, right hand, left palm, from the inside. And what does that feel like? And you feel that energy that is buzzing all around you. And just, again, you're just noticing it, just observing. We're going to move into a yogic breath, similar to the 3-part breathing, where you're going to inhale and fully start to expand your abdomen, your ribs, and your chest, and really expanding your full body actually. So see if when you do the abdomen, you can do the lower back, the ribs and the middle back, and then the chest and the upper back. As you inhale through your nostrils, if possible, you're filling up your entire being. And then pausing, and then when you exhale, really slowly, as slow as you can, exhaling from the top down, emptying your body. And if you want to think about even you're moving it all the way through to your toes and to the crown of your head, however the imagery works for you in inhaling and exhaling. If it feels better for you to hold on to your abdomen, or just placing a hand on your abdomen and your chest, you can do that too. Whatever helps you to bring in this big breath. And so just a little note as you're doing your breathing practice on nasal breathing, it does help to kill bacteria and viruses and helps to relax blood vessels in the respiratory tract. It also allows more oxygen to pass into the blood, and it actually gives you 20% more oxygen than breathing through your mouth. And so you can even experience better sleep and more mental clarity. So I read this book called Breath, and it talked about using a mouth tape if you're a mouth breather at night, if you snore. And I don't breathe through my mouth when I'm sleeping, but my mom does, and so she puts on the mouth tape, and it has helped her with her sleep quality quite a bit. And honestly, when we go traveling, I think I'm going to insist that she brings a lifetime supply of mouth tape so she doesn't snore. You can bring your breath. Notice how you feel. And bringing your awareness back to the body. Sensations of how the ground feels beneath your feet and legs. Connecting to the earth. And then how does your body feel temperature-wise? Opening up the sensation of hearing, noticing the different sounds that you hear all around you. Even maybe a different scent that you smell. Try to relax your jaw muscles. And then we'll end our practice with a short meditation and gratitude, bringing back that intention. If you have that word or phrase, or maybe for you it's an image, and just allowing yourself to have that as a focus. Reminding ourselves to be kind and compassionate. And if today is a busy mind day, then just know today's a busy mind day, and just do your best to practice pausing. We're going to do a silent practice beginning now. Allowing yourself to release your focus. Deepening your breath into your chest, bringing your hands to your heart center if you'd like. And then just pausing for a moment of gratitude. I am grateful for. I am grateful for all of you. Thank you for sharing your time, energy, and your practice. Namaste.
Arigato.
Thank you.